this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. And as long as we keep fighting.
There she is. Sorry.
To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much.
It's by the glass.
To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support.
There she is.
Gave so much of themselves.
There she is.
The local election officials. I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran. And the way we ran it. Over 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building a community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. Where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own bodies. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And in America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy, for the rule of law, for equal justice, and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start out, has certain fundamental rights and freedoms that must be respected and upheld. And we will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courts, and in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. It's good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not sleep. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain. And yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage, and a historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages. The adage is, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time. But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of setbacks toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you. And may God bless
All right, that's all she wrote. I admire your passion. You fought hard, I can tell. I can tell. Well, you'll keep fighting in the future. You know, that's you can see the passion of people who try to protect this country. You know, so are you still gonna fight? I feel like you are. I love that. So you'll still be there. You'll be on the ground. We need you. Thanks for talking to me. No worries. Are you dancing? No. I'm not. Maybe a little awkward. I think people get mad at my dance. People are very sad right now. Thanksgiving, you think she gave a good speech? Yeah. They're happy with it. No. I don't think anybody needs Biden any worse. You still got the spirit. I admire that. You still got the moves. You gonna keep fighting no matter what?
That's what the way they.
I love it.
That's what the last
I love
word
it.
was.
Yeah, amen, amen. How do you think your speech was? Pretty good. Did it inspire you to kind of continue and fight the good fight?
Yeah, I can hear her sadness.
Beautiful. I like that you still got that hope, and she secured that. I think. You know, she wasn't bitter. I admire about that.
Oh no.
She was. You know, keep fighting. There's still a battle.
Absolutely.
So you'll be fighting. I'll be looking out for you. Yeah, you meet a lot of really nice people here. Despite who they voted for, you meet some really nice people at both rallies. That's why, like, I can't feel that partisan and hateful, because I've gone to Trump and Harris rallies, and I've met wonderful people at both of them. So, you know, the other side isn't evil. Never is. From Canada, all right, the America. Well, we'll see what happens in 2025 with your country. Believe me, if I were Pierre, hard to say his last name, Polivev, I think. Last night, I would have realized that if I'm Pierre, I will win next year. So be careful. Pierre is probably gonna. I'll be in Canada too if you guys are interested in that election next year. But yeah, I don't know. Pierre Polivev had a good night last night. Yeah, Canada is the next domino. Sorry, it's like the extra state that we have. That's bigger than the other states, but it follows in our trends. Canada, the 52nd seat.
I know. No, I think she's more like a. No, she's a food. She's a Maybe they don't. Clock that. You better clock that. A golf cart.
Yeah, Linda, very wonderful people. Different views than that's America. Amen. My love is with those hurting. I feel you, right? I feel you on that.
How do you know? Oh. Yeah, there it is. Where are you from?
I am safe and well, Carol. Thank you. I love Canada. The 6 provinces. I know a lot about it. I know more about Canada than most Americans do, by a mile.
Wow, we had a
I live up in New York.
Okay.
least you got New York, but by 10%. Right? Yeah. But she got that. Yeah. Nothing else.
There's water.
No, we're just all shuffling out.
You were not hoping for
There's still time. Yeah, well, you get to see a lot of it. A lot of unhappy faces.
Hey.
Pardon me. Oh, the reception's better.
And I was like, oh. The person came out of my mouth. Oh, you guys got me so tall. Yeah, I'm like,
How's the reception, guys? I might sign off unless the reception's finally halfway decent. It's hard to say.
There's our Howard security and like
It's an interesting vibe, Sesh. Yeah, I'm just kind of soaking it all in.
oh no, I was
You have to give me for that RAPP. I'm not even going to spell your username. You're going to have to give me a 500 super chat for me to do that. I don't have balls to do that unless you give me $500, and then I'll do it. Yeah, if you guys collectively give me $500 in super chats, I'll scream out, "Let's go Trump." But you also got to give me. Let's do a crowdfunding. We still have 3 minutes. If you give me $500 in super chats, I will scream out, "Let's go Trump." I'll even say camel toe is fired. How about that? But y'all's giving me 0 in super chats, so I ain't doing shit for you. Just cry about it like everybody here at this rally. Of course I'm begging for money. I'm a whore. And you get off on it, god damn it. Yeah, I get my ass kicked, exactly. $500 to get that's a good investment. That's a very, because I could easily get, I'm not big and strong, I could easily get my ass kicked. Pollsters definitely got this wrong. By a mile, it wasn't even close to getting it right. I mean, shit, man. Shit. Yeah, there's no reason to trust any polls anymore. That Iowa one was dramatically off, and that used to be a good poll. And all of a sudden, you think it's an agenda. It stinks.
But they're never on front. Right.
I gotta go to the gas station and get a lighter, guys.
No, I know.
Hopefully now the reception's better. What happened? Well, Harris just gave her speech, and it was on the stream. So if you want to rewind, you can hear Harris' speech. And now we're just soaking in the vibes. Interviewed some interesting people. Walk of shame is a good way to put it. This is a great walk of shame. Kamala has just finished her speech. We saw some people crying. I can interview some people too if you'd like. I already interviewed them before, but if you want me to interview some more, I can certainly do that. It's a loser walk. It was a bad outcome for these people here. Then Trump is back. He is. Big comeback. Biggest comeback you ever think. Kamala's results were similar to what Mitt Romney got against Obama. Kamala is the Mitt Romney of our time. So I bestow upon her that magic saying. Try to interview some people. We got a lot of people watching now. Oh, we can try to interview some people. How you doing, man? I got a little YouTube. Just curious if you're going to keep fighting, how you're feeling today, or what you thought about her speech.
Oh, absolutely. It was great.
You're the best. Awesome. So you felt inspired. You felt like she gave you permission to keep fighting the fight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was great.
So what are you going to do in the future? Are you going to stay involved? And
Honestly, I've thought about getting into politics.
I love that. Cool.
I think she's kind of persuaded me. I don't know
Cool.
necessarily like run for president or anything like
Well,
that.
hey, start with state rep and see where it goes.
I might.
You know, I love that. So she inspired you at the edge of today. Very cool. Well, thanks for the eloquent words, man. I appreciate it. So there we go. We got a young man who's inspired. Interesting. He's still in the hunt. And we'll try to talk to some more people. Hey, sir, I got a little YouTube. Just, want to talk, no worries. A lot of people do not want to talk. That makes sense. Sir, can I now bother you since he bothered you? But I can even walk and talk. You're the best. I appreciate that. I got a little YouTube. Just curious how you're feeling today. Do you think she gave a good speech?
I think so.
Okay. Do you think she should have spoken yesterday, or do you feel like the results weren't cemented, so it's pretty
I
simple?
I think today was appropriate.
Yeah.
I think she needed to allow the race to be called, first of all, which it wasn't until early in the morning.
Right. Fair point.
And I think that, she came out, she conceded,
Yeah.
and we will have a peaceful transfer of power.
Well, that's a little different. So you're accepting the results, different than the other side if it happened to them.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting highlight. And so you don't feel like you're going to push it. Do you think there's anything she could have done differently, or was the narrative written before it started? Was it an uphill climb from day one?
I think it was an uphill climb.
Yeah.
I think that the results and the margins we're seeing illuminate something very dark and deep happening in America.
Interesting.
I think that there's a true divide.
Yeah.
There's an information war.
Right.
Where we're having trouble agreeing on basic truths and facts.
Yes,
and,
right.
And that is really dividing this country. And until we figure.
Well, I'm glad, you see some real truths. You're very eloquent. Appreciate it. You see
you.
why they interviewed you.
Yeah.
Well, you're the best, man. Keep on fighting. Appreciate it. He was very well spoken. Interested to hear the point of views. I only got 2 people. Bummer. I think my single got messed up again for a second. Well, hopefully you saw some of the interview. Buzzwords. Some people feel it's so. Some people feel it buzzwords. You got some hugs, hugging goodbye. All right, guys, I get 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is the election of 2024. Dismal disappointment for the Harris supporters walking by. A clean sweep, a bloodbath, I would describe it as. Trump dominated. There's no other way to put it. And you know, you always think, what if that, what if that? Well, you know, you can make that conversation like Trump did, and if you lose by 1%, problem is Harris is losing these states by 4 to 5%. So there isn't one change, just use that horrific of a candidate. And let us hope that we choose somebody, the Democrats choose somebody who doesn't pal around with Dick Cheney, who actually stands for something, who is more aggressive in their economic messaging, who could say this is how they differ from the mainstream of the Democratic Party, who could be a little more relatable, who connects better with people, who had actually a better record, who didn't lock people up. You know, it was a bad candidate, man. One of the worst we've ever had. And you could say sexism or something else, but not by that much. Maybe sexism if you lose by 0.5%, but not if you're losing by 4%. That ain't it. So she was a tool. And she was people have to realize everybody hates the corporations and the mainstream establishment of the Democratic Party. Everybody hates power. And the one person who pushes against power is the person who wins. The one person who sucks up to it in today's day and age is not the person who wins. And Kamala Harris is tailor-made to be an excellent candidate for 1988, but not now, because she doesn't know how to sit down and be human and speak with people at a human level. She can't speak for 3 hours and be an interesting person. Even in the Breakfast Club interview, you know, she couldn't talk to Charlene like I'm talking with you right now. She couldn't. She's so scared. She was so on her hind legs. She's talking to Charlene, everything circled back to her talking points that we've heard. She doesn't know how to be human. That's not in her capability. And we found a deeply unrelatable candidate with a record of locking people up, and somebody who essentially did a give me for the entire nomination. You know, I think there's some Democrats that could have beat Trump. I could have thought of Jared Polis, who didn't shut down his state in Colorado, unlike other Democrats. So he was a libertarian, kind of a libertarian-leaning Democrat. You know, the COVID policies fucked people. I'm gonna end the stream soon because the reception keeps going out. So what I missed in the chat? Only 3 people watching. Yeah, all right, guys. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. I love you all. Bye-bye. Please do subscribe.